Morning, everyone. Sham is in the kitchen again today.
I tell you, I got one proper lazy wife. I make me slave in the kitchen all day and every day.
Oh,
I
God.
don't know. That's why I got to have my coffee to keep me awake.
Oh.
But you know what? This machine here, Nespresso, I'm not publicizing it, but I tell
Nespresso.
you, I've had all type of coffee machine. This one is like an everyday one. But this one, I got to admit, since I did get the machine from my daughter, she had it and she bought a different one or whatever. But anyway, I got it from her. But it makes really good coffee, right? I'm not one for flavored coffee and all that. I've had a proper machine that before it was a bean, they call it bean to cup, where you just put in the beans and it used to grind them up, put it in the machine, all in one automatic, and then it will it will filter it, yeah. But it's not filtered coffee, it's you know, proper coffee where it goes through. You gotta have
Freshly ground.
what they call bars, yeah. You got to have the amount of right pressure to push through the water under pressure through the coffee grounds to extract it properly. But anyway, enough of that. But this one is I get in all. I'm able with all of that, and this is just simplicity. And look, you know, it comes out all frothy and everything, and it's really good coffee. I can't, you know, carry on pushing it. Anyway, today I'm making something which I could put in my slushy machine, right? But the thing is, not everybody got slushy machine.
Yeah, true.
But I'm going to show you, I haven't done this in donkey years neither, right? But I'm going to show you, so it might be a hit or miss process, I don't know. But we're going to go through all the steps. First of all, I got lemon and lime, yeah? You don't have to use lemon and lime. You can use just lime if you want, yeah? Or you can just use lemon. But what I'm going to be making is a lemon sorbet, yeah? Now, first of all, I just always wash the lemon and lime, because in a Western country, there's always, you know, a lot of products that have a very thin, what they call edible wax coating, right? And you just want to wash off the wax, because I'll be using the zest of the lemon and the lime mixture, and I don't want, you know, we be eating wax. I did soak it in some warm water, because there's nothing wrong with the wax. It's like I said, it's like an edible wax. But you know, what the hell, you know, wax is wax, you know. You don't want to be eating all of that. This one look a little bit thing, but I'll see when I cut it open. But I only want the juice from it. I don't want this, all the...
This.
Yeah. But you can do all different amounts, yeah? You don't have to use this amount, but I just like sorbet. So,
Well, you're not talking,
yeah, it is a lemon sorbet. Lemon, or there's another word for, what is it called, man? Forget how you pronounce it. It begins with G. I think it. Yeah, I think it's pronounced granita. Yeah, I think. All right, excuse me if it's wrong pronunciation, but I think it's called granita. It's the same type of thing, like a sorbet, but it's supposed to be in between, a bit more coarser. But anyway, enough of the rabbiting on, right? I got to do a lot of preparing, so let me get on with that and then I'll come back to it all. Alright guys, what happened, like I said, you could carve this measure if you don't want to make so much, yeah? But you got to have, like I said, but I double up the measurement. I've got 500 mils of water. I'm just going to put it on to heat up, right? Now that's 500 mLs, half a liter of water. Now for 500 mLs of water, they say you should use about 450 grams of sugar. Now, me, let me just zero this thing. I'm going to use a mixture of sugar, white sugar, as you can see. Yeah, I'm going to use a mixture of sugar, white sugar, and artificial sweetener. Man, it's taking too long with the spoon, man. Let me just check it out and thing. Oh God, look at the mess me make.
Make good mess, you go clean them now.
What me think me a sous chef here? Me a sous chef.
You want to make mess?
All right, so I said 450. So half of 450
225
is 225. So you may think, all right, let me just stop talking and concentrate, man. We can't multitask too much. All right, that's just you know, half of the sugar. Oh man, we're gonna have to buy some more sweetener. It's running out. But we're gonna, I know the artificial sweetener, there's be a bit more sweet. So instead of me using use 225 white sugar, I'm only gonna put in maybe to make it round it up to 400 grams. Yeah, about 400 grams of total weight of sugar. Now, when you're making this thing, it's very important, yeah, that you have the right amount of sugar. Think about it logically. If you take water, and then you put it in the freezer, it's gonna turn to ice. But how do you stop? Man, me talking, me not drink my coffee. Where my coffee gone? Yeah, and it will turn to ice. So how do you stop the water going to ice? There's two ingredients. One is sugar. Sugar in water, it does stop forming solid, solid crystals to make the ice. And whilst the talk in the water boiling, yeah. So and the other thing is alcohol, right? Now you may think this is a hell of a lot of sugar, right? But I'm making quite a bit of this sorbet, yeah. So talk, and I don't even know what I'm looking for. Yeah, it. It does, you know, this is going to make quite a bit of the sorbet, but I'm making a sugar solution, and this will stop the water. Like I said, if you want, you could make this sorbet, and you can add alcohol for people who want, you know, an alcoholic type of cold, you know, adult type of drink, yeah, so to speak, yeah, or ice cream, an adult ice cream. But you know, I'm just gonna add in the sourness. Now, what I should be saying as well, I'm talking a lot today, man, is that you can make a sorbet with any type of fruit. Now, when you come, without getting too technical and getting too much here, is that different fruits that have a different amount of acidity and a different amount of sugar contents in fruit. So you always, you know, you have to sort of tweak the recipe to see how much sugar ratio you need with the fruits, whatever fruits you need. But like I said, why I'm yeah, why I'm going on talking so much here is for you guys then to get some idea of the basic of doing certain things, yeah. Now, in all them recipe books, don't ask me why. Did they say, oh, you got to boil this for at least 3-4 minutes? For what? I don't know. Because all I know, because you carry on boiling it, you're reducing the water content. Yeah? So, what is the point? The only thing is, you know, from my way of looking at it with common sense, is that you're boiling, but all you're doing is making the water hot, so it dissolves the sugar. But I ain't gonna boil like how they say 3-4 minutes. That doesn't make sense to me. Yeah, I can feel it with the spoon when you're rubbing it around. There is no grains or whatever graininess. So all I'm gonna do now is turn it off. Like I said, a lot of things in cooking is all to do with understanding the basics. Although this seems a complicated thing, I'm trying, you have to bear with me whilst I explain everything, is that I'm going to show you an easy way. I've never tried it before, but I saw it on the internet, is how to know that your liquid, you could just pour in your sugar. You don't even have to use scale. Just use your eyeball and just eye it up and just see. You could pour in your sugar to the amount of water, and the same thing like the lemon juice. But in the meantime, I'm gonna take the zest from some of the lemons and the lime and then squeeze them out, and then I'll come back and explain how we're gonna work out how much sugar you've got in your liquid, because I'll be adding in the limes and they'll increase the volume of the liquid. But like I said, you don't want to freeze it and it come out as a lemon block of ice. You want it to freeze and the crystals will form. But it's all to do with the sugar content. All right. You may say that's a lot of sugar, and people with that, I got diabetes. But you know, I always treat my diabetes once in a while. A little bit of something. Yeah, a little bit of, you know, sweetness once in a while ain't gonna kill you, because as long as you don't do it every day. All right, let me go and do the next stage and prepare. All right, guys. Right. There's my sugar syrup. Lemon. I had six lime. I had 6 lime and 6 lemon. I found out for the amount of volume I had of sugar syrup, the actual lemons produce a lot of juice, and this is about 500 mils, yeah, of a lemon and lime juice. This is the zest of 4 lemon and 4 lime. Now, what happened? You must be thinking, what the hell is this inside here, right? Like I said, who've been watching my videos will know that I make up things as I go along, right? And nothing is gospel that you gotta follow a recipe. So I had some thyme plant outside, different types of thyme, and I saw the flowers, and I was, you know, the thyme plant is, you know, flowers have got a nice taste as well. People don't use them that often, yeah. But I thought it'll infuse in there and give another depth of flavor. Anyway, enough of that. Let me just mix in this. Right, so I've got my zest in here and the thyme flower. Now I'm going to add in the lime juice. Now, like I said, all right, for this, to make the recipe nice and easy, yeah, I've got 500 mils of water and 500 mils of lemon juice, and the rind, the zest of 4 lemon and 4 lime. You don't have to use thyme flower. Now I just give this a little stir. Now I want to see how it tastes. Ooh, wow! It tastes good. It's got a nice. You want the tanginess of the lime or lemon, but you want it in contrast to the actual sugar content. Now, one little thing I saw off of the internet, whether it's going to work or not, but I'm trying to make life easy for you. They say take an egg. I wash it already. I wash it with soap and water and scrub it, so it's a nice clean egg. And what they say, you put the can you see me putting it in? Yeah. They say put it in the egg in there, and if it sinks to the bottom, yeah, if it sinks to the bottom, that means that it's gonna need a bit more sugar. Oh. Right? And if it's too high up, like if you can use, they say, if you want to use other fruits like watermelon or papaya or sorbet or whatever, berries or even strawberries, sorbet, yeah? It will be too thick. You might need, it sticks up a bit too much. You will need a bit more water. But It tastes good, and the egg hasn't my hand clean, by the way, so don't worry. Right? That is actually really good. Like I said, the liquid isn't hot, and it's just warm, so you can reuse the egg. I'll put the egg back in the fridge for me, please. So now me as a man, I just go along. I got this thing here. I bought it from Costco, but I like it. I don't know, it's got
citron, ginger.
Yeah, it's got all types of citron in here, fruit. You know, lemon. It's got
Ginger.
different type of grapefruit, orange, and all of that. It's got ginger as well in there. They just use it. I just put a little bit on toast, or you could even make a drink out of it. But I thought, man, this might work in here because it's got peel in here as well, and I'll add an extra thing. So I'm just gonna put in, maybe you could even use marmalade if you guys like marmalade. But the ginger and the lemon and the citron, all of that is gonna act as a good flavor. Now I just give this a good mix up, and then wow, that's nice. When that gets frozen, it's going to be. Now what I gotta do is to transfer this into a dish. Now I'm just looking if I put it in that dish. I don't have to make freezer. I got a big freezer in the garage. I use the one in the kitchen. I might just use the one in the kitchen. All right, guys. I clean out our freezer, and I got the top shelf. My bowl gonna fit in there. So what I'm gonna do is just pour in all my liquid in there. Oh, look, all the ginger, the citron marmalade stick to the bottom. But I know that's no problem. Right. Now I'm gonna carefully transport this into the fridge, and I'll explain the final part. Alright guys, made room in the freezer, and I pour it all in the tray here, and just be careful. And I'm gonna leave it in here maybe they say anything an hour and a half or 2 hours, and then you come back, and then after, what will happen, it will start forming ice crystals around the edges and everything first. And then I'll show you what I do the next process.
Okay. Sounds interesting.
Alright guys, it's been 2 hours, and as you can see, it's sort of partly set around the edges. All you do is just break it up. Yeah, you just break up, you're breaking up the ice crystals, yeah? And all I'm doing is just give it a little mash here. I don't want it too long out of the freezer. but it looks like a watery slushy. Yeah. So all I do now is just mash it up a bit, put it back in the. Oh boy, it tastes nice.
But how you not give me a little bit for taste every
Nah,
time?
I don't want you to get my juta from the same part.
You not give me every time you a taste.
Alright, so put it back in and I'll come back in another hour. It may seem a long process, yeah? You know, but the thing is, like I said, if you haven't got an ice cream machine or a slushy machine, you can still do the thing in a freezer. Everybody got a freezer. So that's it. So there isn't much. It seemed, because I was talking a lot, explaining the science behind it, there isn't a lot to it. But it's just that you got to understand the process and what has to go on. But anyway, altogether, now it's been in 2 hours. Another hour, I'll give it a stir up until it starts forming the actual lump as such, like an ice cream texture. It will still break up, but it'll be frozen in, you know, the ice crystals.
All right.
Yeah, alright guys, as you can see, it's getting thicker and thicker. Yeah. So, all you do every hour, for about 4 hours, you just give it a little brook up. I best give this woman a bit of taste because she complained last time.
Man.
Yeah.
Ah, it tastes nice.
Yeah.
You got a nice little sour tangy taste, but not too sour then.
Yeah.
But because the sugar
You see,
make them nice.
sorbets,
but in a sweet neither.
Yeah, sorbets are not meant to be eaten a lot. They are small amounts. So they just call it like a palate cleanser. Like if you finish eating strong, like a curry, and you want to freshen up your mouth, you only need a small portion, like an ice cream
scoop.
and that's it. Because it's so strong and powerful on the taste, but it cleanses up your mouth.
God, I've been need toothpaste then.
Nah, you be lazy bad. Alright guys.
Sham in the kitchen again, a cook.
Yeah, again.
I tell you.
I'll tell you, this woman.
This man got cooking fever.
And I got a big pot of boiling water. I always say, yeah, boil your water first and then put in your salt. But when you're doing pasta, you got to have a good amount of salt. Yeah. So.
Oh, you're doing pasta?
Yeah, pasta.
Oh.
But I'm mixing them together. We just get these filled pasta. Yeah, they come in like that.
Spinach and ricotta.
Yeah. You can buy them, fresh, or you can buy them frozen. But even if you buy them fresh, I just freeze them and when we need them. But one is spinach and ricotta, they're called tortellini. And the other one is 4 cheeses. And I'm just going to put them into the water. Yeah, mind it doesn't splash up. These actually don't take long to cook. And then sometimes when you cook, I just mix up plenty olive oil in the karahi or the wok. Put in onion, garlic, chili flakes, you name it, and whatever, even olives or whatever, and mix up like a garlic sauce. And once this cooked, then strain it and then pour it all in and mix it up. But this time we just get these ready mixed sauces. This is tomato and basil sauce, yeah, but I'm gonna put in to spice it up as normal only gonna take, tastes good, the sauce, don't get me wrong, it tastes good. But I'm just gonna mix in some pepper sauce later.
Maybe now put olive. You know what, viewers? Someone thought this was a pedicure, manicure stand or whatever to put your finger, your toe in. But this is a spoon rest. We don't have nothing for our feet on our countertop.
No, this is that's like I said, this doesn't take long to boil. Yeah, you'll start seeing it start to swell up. And our pasta, if it's dry pasta, they take longer to boil. But when it's fresh pasta, it doesn't take long. Yeah. But like I said, pasta, it does take a good bit of salt. Yeah, some people might have thought of putting a lot of salt, but it's not really, yeah, because it doesn't all soak up in the food. Yeah, so, but sometimes, you know, you could take even more salt, but, you know, I just cut down on the salt. But it does need salt, so don't think, oh, yes, if you don't put in no salt, it doesn't. It's not going to have enough taste. Yeah. So, you know, you got to put in a bit of salt. Like I said, don't be frightened of salt. Yes, too much is. It's like everything in life. Too much of a good thing is bad for you. But as you can see, they're starting to, you know, boil up and swell up a little bit more. But you don't want to overcook it, because if you overcook it, what does happen? It does loosen up and filling this bursts out through. It's like a Chinese dumpling, if you want to put it that way. Now you gotta watch when you're doing pasta. You got to turn down the fire, because pasta, because it's got so much starch in it, it can it can boil over, and then you gotta clean up the whole cooker. Well, not me, the wife.
Everything the wife gotta do now.
Yeah.
Eh? You go clean your mess.
But it gets in there. Alright guys, I just drained off the pasta, and I'm going to use the same pot. Let me just get some water. Yeah, all I'm going to do is heat up the sauce in there while the pasta is just draining off, and just cook this through a little bit. Like I said, with this basic sauce, it's like everything. You can change up your style and everything else. You can put in olives. The wife say, oh, if we're not putting olives, I said, nah man, you know, we just go without. Or you can even open up a tin of what you call it, you can open up a tin of tuna and put it inside and mix it all up. You know, you can put in, you know, like I said, your olives or whatever.
Yeah, get more flavor.
Yeah, you could even go put in dice up chicken or any type of meat as well, and you know, give it a bit more substance. But you know, you put in whatever you feel like you want to put in. But today, I just said, being able, you know, make anything too much. And then after, you can as well have some grated cheese. You can use Parmesan, is the traditional, or you can use, if you ain't got Parmesan, you can just use any cheddar cheese or whatever. But like I said, we just cook this regular, and normally I just put in everything, but I just ain't bothered today. I'm too tired, the place too hot. But you see, that's heating up nicely. you know, you could put salt in there if you want to give it a bit more taste. But like I said, I already salted the pasta. So for me, that's enough. So I don't need to put in. Now that's heating up nicely, bubbling up. Like if you was making fresh tomato sauce, pasta sauce, you would have to let this cook a good while to get rid of the rawness, yeah? But this pasta sauce, you can see it's got all herbs in there, all different herbs. And then after...
Just go ask if you need some more.
Nah, man, I got to put in my black
Your black
pepper.
pepper.
You know, I can't go without my black pepper. The viewers must have thought, what the hell happened with this man? He forget to put in his black pepper. Alright, this thing is all nicely coated up. Now all I do is just take the pasta, drain away a bit, and just mix it all up, reheat it. Doesn't even need reheating, it's just for it to coat nicely. And that's it. See, every other tortellini get coated, and it's got these little nooks and crannies, how it folded up and all of that. That will soak up all the sauce. But you don't want it dry. So that's it.
So guys, we going to eat our nice pasta now with this nice sauce. Sham cook. He slave over the hot stove to cook this food for your wife. Oh God, whole day took, man.
Oh Lord, rest the old bones. Let me taste and see what this thing.
Hard, eh?
Tastes really good. You know, nice filled pasta, but like I said, it got the pepper sauce, and that's what makes. Normally, I was just lazy, tired because the place hot bad over here. It's like 30 centigrade over here at the moment.
Yeah.
And it's very humid and sticky. So I just get tired. But I just normally put in chili flakes. People don't realize that Italians just eat a lot of chili, but they're always not fresh. There's always use it dry. And they just use chili flakes. When you're in Italy, they just put chili flakes on pizza. And they just put chili flakes on a lot of pasta dishes. But when you go into the restaurants over there, you just ask them, have you got any chili flakes? And they always got in the back. But the thing tastes really good.
Yeah. True.
I just had one of the 4 cheeses that, because I didn't overpower the sauce and put in other things, you can actually taste
the cheese
in there. And I'm just gonna have the one with the ricotta.
And
It's
spinach.
more green.
The spinach.
They're all different flavors, but most of them does have ham or pork in it. But you know, we just do the vegetarian ones. But it's really nice and tasty.
Yeah.
All right, guys, let me just eat my food in peace.
Enjoy, man.
All right, guys, there's the finished product. Yeah, as you can see, this how it forms, because it got sugar in there. This is how it look. How it look, yeah?
Hello, good. Like crushed ice.
All right, let me just give you a quick rundown, right? To make this, I'll do it on the small quantity if all you want to try, yeah? You use, it's all a rough guide, but if you use 250 mLs of water with 225 grams of sugar and 225 mils of the whatever juice you want to use, or fruit juice, or but if you want to try with a lemon, it's very refreshing. And then you just boil up, let the sugar dissolve in the water, and like I said earlier, zest and squeeze your lime and just freeze it. Yeah, and you can do whatever else you want to put in it. Now I'm just going to put this into containers and put it back in the freezer, and you can use this anytime. It will keep in the freezer for quite a while. So
this is the last time you stir and mix them up.
You don't need to stir and mix it up no more because it's all broke up and thing. But I just want to get it in there, because it's quite warm. But you know what? This is so refreshing. It's really nice. You don't need plenty, to eat. Because, like I said, it is really, put this one in the freezer for me. You only need a small amount, but it really refreshes your mouth, when your mouth dry and stale and pacey. This does really, bring it out and liven up your taste buds. But like I said, I done double the quantity of what I just told you. But you can do whatever quantity you want. Yeah, you just got to work out how much you need. Yeah. But why I use a glass bowl is that you could use it, if you haven't got a glass bowl, you could use any container, I should say, yeah? But it's just because I just had a big glass bowl, and it's easier to, let me put in for us too. You can just serve this in a glass. You don't need no fancy bowl or whatever.
Yeah. We got fancy bowl too.
Man, because this thing is melt, yeah. It is melt up. And that's it. You only need, like I said, a small amount. I don't want to waste it, man. The thing tastes so good. Yeah. And that's it. So, you can put this other one in the...
Yeah, give me.
And that's it, viewers. Like I said, not because I made it, I'm saying that it really tastes good. It does taste good, right? So you got to try it out. But we're gonna go and eat this. Like I said, look how much it is. Not really a lot, because a little bit goes a long way. And like I said, if you want to put a little drop of alcohol, it's up to you. But that's enjoy.